Welcome back, Hot Wheels and diecast collectors. I have some new things that I found in the store. Actually, yesterday I found these, so we're going to take a look at those. I also got this in the mail today, this was available on the Mattel Creations website, and I think it's still available as of right now. It'll probably start as now that people are getting them in hand. People will probably go back and either order more, or people who didn't get it the first time will go back and order. So we'll see how long that stays. I'm not gonna open this off of the card because I've only opened one of the Elite 64 so far, which was the Mercedes 300 SL. And I don't know, maybe I'll open this at some point, but I'm not going to open that right now. But I did just get that in the mail. I also, not going to open these, not right now, but I did acquire these. So these are M2s. These are from the drivers, which I think is probably the best line that M2 has right now. And if you notice, this top one is the regular, this bottom one is the chase. So sometimes what they usually do is they usually change the color of the rims, maybe the surrounds, bumpers, grills, things like that, and change the color. This one, they happen to change it to gold, but sometimes they might do green or red or blue or whatever. Sometimes they change the color of the tires. But if you come across two and one of them looks different, then one of them is probably going to be the chase. Now, I don't really know how much of a secondary market there is. Not the kind of people who follow me necessarily on Instagram, but I guess there are probably people who collect M2 chases out there. But anytime I've ever tried to resell an M2 chase, I have not had a whole lot of success. So and when I was at the convention, someone was selling M2 chases and they couldn't unload them either. So if you like chases and you like to collect them, M2 chases, you can definitely get them something cool to have in your collection. But as far as flipping them, I don't know where the market is. But we're gonna look at these Hot Wheels that I got in the store. So this one is one of my favorite castings. I definitely try to get every single one of these as they come out, unless they're really, really crazy. So this is the Ford GT, or GT40, based on the 1965 casting. And I do like that they've got the blacked out hood. So there was like a lighter color. Was it tan? No, it was white. It was white with the blacked out hood. So I think that was based on an actual vintage racing livery. So this is G case. I think the G case Super is the Audi, right? Yeah, so this would be the F case Super, which I actually have loose already. So there is so if you find it with purple Spectraflame paint and different rims. And then this would be the GK Super, is the Audi. So we're gonna open this, because I do like to have the regular versions of the Supers. And actually this regular version looks, this is not one of my favorite castings, but that that plum is pretty cool. It's not blue enough to be purple, really. It's definitely right in between the two, red and blue. So, and it's not metallic, which is also kind of cool. So I'm good with that. I've got another Ford. Here is the Ford Performance Supervan. So they started out with a Ford Transit. So this is actually probably still based on the British Ford Transit, and they took either a GT40, or on Top Gear they had a Jaguar engine in one. The engine from the Jaguar XJ220. And then there was also a van, the super van that Matchbox did in the 80s that was based on a real car. So they've definitely brought this as a more modern version, so that's kind of cool. And then I found a couple Audis. So this is the 94 Audi Avant RS2. This was a super last year before, in Spectra Flame Black. And this has been in blue and in silver and in black. Now it's in red. And they haven't done like a crazy, or did they, was this the one that they did like the Audi racing livery for like a Gran Turismo or a Forza? Maybe. But I like the fact that the main lines have all been like a basic. I don't have room to open all the premiums that I have, so I try not to open the premiums, but these main lines are actually fine to open, I guess. Here's the Audi RS e-tron GT in this really cool kind of dark olive color, which I like this color a lot. I think a lot of people like this color, and a lot of people like the fact that it's still like a simple stock. It doesn't have a whole bunch of crazy decos all over it. So that looks pretty cool. I got, I don't normally open Matchbox, but I found a couple Matchbox lately that are cool. So here is the 1977 Jaguar XJ6C. I've slowed down a lot on which Matchbox castings I pick up, because they have like a, I don't know, there's something about the proportions or like the squared off way that they make these castings that is definitely, you know, definitely has a Matchbox look. I mean, this is pretty cool, but I don't know, there's something about it that just seems a little strange. Here is the 64 Lincoln Continental hardtop. Also very cool. Now this one being a little square is okay, because it was probably definitely pretty square. But there's definitely something about, they did the tampos on the side really cool. That they definitely have a Matchbox flair to them. Here is the Porsche 918 Spider in a neon green. And it's got headlights, it's got taillights, and it's got the engine, some vents or grills down here, also tampoed on there. So that looks pretty cool. And I've got a moving parts So this has opening doors for the Alfa Romeo Stelvio. This is a little tomatoey as far as the red goes. I was kind of hoping that it would be more a red like this, but it's a little orange, but that's okay. And also nice and stock looking. And then let's look at these. So I've had these for a while. I checked some prices. They're not exorbitantly expensive. So military rods was, so they did a set called military rods, they did a set called fire rods, and they did a set called police rods. And one was available at Walmart, one was available at Toys R Us, and one was available at Target. No, Kmart. I don't know which ones were which. There's definitely, you can probably do some research on the Hot Wheels Wiki. And I believe all of these castings were available in all three. I don't think that they changed it up. I could also be wrong about that. But I know like the 83 Silverado were very sought after and were in all three. So 26 cars in the full set. I'm not trying to get the full set. I do really like the decoration on this GTO, and I've had it for a while. I also have the Thunderbolt, which I've already opened in a previous video, and I think the 59 or 60 Chevrolet Bel Air or Impala. I've opened those, and so I'll add this to my collection. Oh, I also have a 5-pack that I want to open. I'll do that real quick. But so this is really cool in this military camouflage that definitely kind of wraps around. So I don't know how they, I guess they probably had a masking something to paint it with, but the khaki is satin, the olive green is matte, but I will put that in my collection. Let's look at the 5-pack that I picked up. So this is the HW Motor Show. Definitely picked it up for this, but all of these I pretty much have in my collection. So we have the 17 Acura NSX, the Corvette C8R, the Aston Martin Vantage GTE, McLaren Senna, and the 2020 Jaguar F-Type. Man, this one's fighting me. There we go. I do like this Acura NSX casting, and I like that this is another very stock, just front headlights and rear taillights tampos. So that's pretty cool, which is unusual for a 5-pack. Usually they do all kinds of side tampos because that's what you see in a 5-pack. Corvette C8R. No taillights. Headlights are part of the window piece, I believe. Aston Martin GTE. No taillights on this guy either. But other than that, they could have done without this little side swoop and put taillights on there, but it is what it is. Skip the McLaren and go for the Jaguar, which this is a really pretty red color. It gets taillights, it gets headlights, no side tampos. But that's almost an ultra red or a Spectra Flame. That is really good looking. That's almost Spectra Flame, man. It's good looking. And then the McLaren Senna. It gets the McLaren logo, but no headlights. It does get the taillights. But other than that, that's pretty cool. I like that all blacked out. All right. And last, I've got these Datsun 240Zs from Modern Classics. These were at one point in time up there in price. They've definitely come down. Why they've come down, I don't know. I guess people aren't looking for these as much anymore. I checked eBay prices. You can pick these up. I mean, some people are getting them for like 15, like less than 20 bucks each. So I do like their metal base. Modern Classics was like a June or May project. They were 15 castings. Most of them came out in 2 different colors. This is also the set that introduced the 83 Silverado, which came out in red and then was supposed to come out in an antifreeze. And they made a couple of them, but they never like released them. In fact, all of these castings, I think, were new to Hot Wheels for this series. I think that's correct, but could be wrong. Anyway, this one already has a cracked blister down here on the bottom. So we're gonna finish the job. So they don't have rubber tires. They have plastic tires, but they all had OH5s. And they were all Spectraflame paint. So that one's super cool. And then I have this one that's also in red. Same thing. Same wheels, same base. Tampos are similar. The other one had white and red. This one has white and black, so they're definitely like mirrored of each other. And there we go. All right, and that's it for today. Tell me which one's your favorite in the comments down below. Hit that subscribe button. That does me some favors. And we'll talk to you next time.